everyone, welcome to this week's Trimcraft Tuesday video. This week we are going back to the very beautiful Folkland collection by Dovecraft. This is a very popular collection, so I'm hoping doing lots of projects with it will make you guys happy, because I know a lot of you out there have bought this one. So I'm doing a very stamp orientated, why can't I say that word? Orientated, there we go, layout this week. I'm using various stamps. Obviously there's the stamp and die set from the collection, although I'm only going to be using one of those stamps. But I've just gone through my stamp stash and chosen a bunch of floral ones. So these ones here I'm using, these are from one of those really cheap stamp sets you can get at the range. They're only $1.99 each. You get a couple of stamps per pack, sometimes like one big one and two little ones, or sometimes more. But I would really recommend them because they're actually, for the price, really good quality stamps. I don't know if they're online though, so you might have to go to the shop kind of thing. But yes, all I'm doing here is I'm using StazOn ink because I'm going to be going over this with another medium, so we need the StazOn so it doesn't react with anything else. And then yes, just stamping across the middle like that, because it's going to be a middle orientated, why do I keep saying that word? A middle something or other layout. So yes, this stamp I'm using here, this is a Dovecraft one from, I'm going to say Magnolia Grove collection, but I could be wrong. It's an older collection, definitely. I realised that stamp is stamping a lot darker than the other ones, but it's not really going to matter in the long run when, you know, everything's all on there. Those little leaves I'm using, I'm just, you know, filling in the gaps kind of thing. Those I think are from one of those Paper Mania stamp set, is it Freshly Cut Florals, a recent-ish one, and also this little sort of leafy seedy thing that I'm stamping down there. So yes, the picture, I'll tell you what, I'll talk about the picture in a minute because I will need a minute, well, not really to explain it, but yes. Oh, this stamp here, that is from Dovecraft Painted Blooms, I think, and that is from last year or the year before, I cannot remember. So now I am going to go in with that stamp from Folkland, and I'm stamping a couple of things separately. So I'm going to use that little rose stamp from Folkland, this little rose stamp which is from that same Paper Mania stamp set. I'm going to go in with a couple of big ones as well, that one from Painted Blooms again, and then the last one I use I think is just one of the cheap Hobbycraft own brand ones, that one there, which as you see didn't stamp very well. It needed more ink for some reason. But yes, and what I'm going to do with these is, so I've already got the stamped floral images on the layout itself, but I'm also going to fussy cut this lot. But what I'm going to do is colour them just by splattering on some watered down Distress Oxides. The first colour I'm using is Abandoned Coral. You just smoosh it down on some packaging, add water, and you've basically kind of got a watercolour. I didn't want to colour them individually. I didn't want them to be full colours. I just wanted a hint of colour by doing splatters, and I'm doing that both on the ones that I'm going to fussy cut and on the ones that are stamped directly onto the layout itself. I did think about fussy cutting them first and then splattering separately. I'm doing that again there with some Tattered Rose Oxide, but I was like, I best not do all that fussy cutting and then colour them and then it turn out I don't like them and then all that fussy cutting is wasted. So that's why I did it that way around. And then finally, I'm going in with the Seedless Preserves colour. This colour goes so well with Folkland. It's unreal how beautifully they go together. So yeah, if you've got Folkland, I highly recommend getting hold of the Distress, either Oxide or the original or the spray or whatever. Actually, I don't know if it comes in spray version. But anyway, Seedless Preserves, people, just matches Folkland so beautifully. And I'm just showing you here that when I've got little leftovers like this, I just smoosh it either into my art journal if I've got some prepped pages, or just on a random scrap of cardstock so that I can use it for something else in some other project, because I don't like wasting anything. And then yes, as I said, I'm going to cut out all of these little florals. So there's this kind of, I'm sticking with the black and white theme. I just thought it would be just a little more different than just having like the coloured florals like you usually do. So yes, that's what I'm going to do really, is just going to sit there and fussy cut those out for a while. I don't know why I have left so much of this fussy cutting footage in. I do not know. Oh, it finished. That's marvellous. So I'm just going to choose a couple of papers to go sort of across the middle. This light pink one, because it's quite busy with all those stamped florals, I didn't want something really busy to be my centre paper kind of thing. I am going to back it, however, with that very busy floral paper just because I can't not use it. It's so pretty. But I did just add colour to the edges of that pink paper there, again with the seedless preserves because I love them so much. And then I'm going to go around the edges of the second layer with hickory smoke. It's actually quite hard to see it, but it does make a slight difference, just lifts it up a little bit from that busy background. But I am also going to put foam on that background as well, not background, on the strip of paper there, just again lift it up from that very, very busy background. Yes, so the picture, in case you're wondering, and the title, which I'm sure you've already seen the title of due to the title of the video, just to explain, it is from left to right, the picture. Where's the picture gone? There it is. It is my eldest sister, my mum, me, and a very close family friend. You know, when you've got that family friend, or we've got a couple of them who are just basically family because they've, you know, anyways. So everyone in this picture, we had a little walk in the woods, just a little jaunty walk in the woods. And without going into too much personal detail, let's just say that every single person in this picture has an invisible illness of one kind or another. Two of us have got the same one, and then there's different ones, and we're at different levels. And anyways, no need for me to go into that. But basically, we can't do something like have an entire day walking through the woods. We can't take the long trail, we can't take the medium trail, barely can take the short trail. But so we just had, you know, a very, very, very short little adventure in the woods, and that's why this layout is titled A Little Adventure, because it was, but it's still nice to be able to do those things. I mean, I know for myself, the next day I was like, and I'm sure others were too, but anyways, that's what it's called, just kind of taking delight in the little things and all that kind of thing. But yes, anywho, I'm taking all my fussy cut pieces and just arranging them around the photos, so there's kind of this burst of flowers coming from the photo. So there's the stamped ones straight on the layout are bursting out from behind that strip of paper, and then there's a burst that's coming out from behind the photo as well. And I also did some of the fussy cut ones, I put them under that strip as well, just because it added a little bit more dimension to the whole thing. Then I remembered I wanted to not do a border around this layout, but just have a little bit of that floral paper sticking out the top and the bottom, just 1/4 of an inch at the top and the bottom. I meant to do it before I put the layers on, before I put the photo on, but I forgot, so I'm doing it now. But it didn't make too much of a difference in adding the thing. The way I put it down was I added the double-sided tape to the back of the layout, and then I used my T-square ruler just to line up to make sure it was 1/4 of an inch, because obviously I don't want to make it too much bigger than 12 inches, otherwise it's not going to fit in my scrapbook album. So yes, now I'm going in with lots and lots, well, not lots and lots, a few of the very beautiful embellishments that you get in the Folkland collection. So a couple of puffy stickers just poking out from underneath the general floral areas. I really wanted to include one of the wooden butterflies, but I didn't want to overdo it on the butterflies because I do have a tendency to do that sometimes. But I couldn't just have one, so what I did was I added two I'm trying to say butterfly puffy stickers there, and it came up as butterfluff. Anyway, so I added two of those. So we've just got the 3 butterflies, and the one at the top left there I actually used to cover a splatter that I didn't want there, so hee. And now I am adding these little glitter enamel dots that come with this collection. They are so pretty, and I'm sorry if you can hear the seagulls. They're really loud today. I think the little baby is starting to learn to fly or something, because they've been so noisy recently. But anyways, that was a side note. Yes, glitter enamel dots. A big shout out to my bestie Alice, because I couldn't get hold of any more of these and she picks them up for me in her local range, so thank you Alice so much for those. And then for my title, I'm using these Heidi Swap alphas. I had these in a recent haul video. I forget what they're called, but I got them from Amazon. I will try and link them if I can. And then these thickers here I'm using, these oh, they're so pretty. I love them so much. They are the One Canoe 2. I think it's the hazelwood ones. They're obviously gold foil. They are foam, which is the greatest type of thicker. And I just love the font and the way the letters work together. And I thought the 2 fonts, the Heidi Swap ones and these One Canoe 2 ones, they just work together quite nicely, kind of thing. And then there was also some little black puffy hearts on that Heidi Swap alpha set, so I just put a couple of those on as well, just to tie in with the title a little bit. Using some like roller stamped phrase ones. I think I've used an Amy Tam one and the Vicky Bootin one. just because I thought the layout needed something at the top and the bottom. It was just a bit, I don't know, I didn't want to start doing doodly borders or anything, but it just needed a little something, and that tiny bit of stamping seemed to have done the trick. Then I'm going to finish off with a date stamp, just put April 2018, and as you saw, I was ruffling up the edges as well, just to give that extra bit of depth and dimension and whatnot, and I do like a good ruffled edge. And with that, I am finished, so thank you so much for watching. Links, as they always are, will be in the description box, as many as I can find for to, you know, be helpful or whatever. Yes, please leave me a comment if you have anything to say or any questions or anything, and if you would be so kind to leave me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. So okay, thank you again. I'm going. Bye bye.